When Kelly Ripa casually admitted on her show that she's a sneeze holder, the audience laughed. But behind the laughter, there was a sobering realization. She might in fact be carrying around a little internal time bomb, ticking away with each suppressed achoo. Kelly's confession came during an episode of Live with Kelly and Mark where her co-host and real-life husband Mark Consuelos playfully read off a list of 6 risks tied to stifling a sneeze. Ruptured eardrum, ear infection, damaged blood vessels in the nose, eye, subcutaneous emphysema, air trapped under skin, rupture of a brain aneurysm, even fracture from the pressure. Kelly quipped she hasn't experienced those horrors, but she admitted the idea of them made her feel like a ticking time bomb. It's a perfect metaphor. That suppressed sneeze becomes a quiet fuse in your respiratory system. You feel the buildup, the tickle, the inevitable burst. And you hold it in. You clasp your nose, clamp your lips, cradle that internal pressure. You try to keep your composure in a meeting, in the car, on the subway. You stifle the instinct. But your body knows you're cheating it out of its release valve. The unexpected danger in something so mundane. Sneezing is so ordinary that we rarely give it a second thought. We sneeze, cover our mouths, maybe say, "Excuse me," and move on. But when you interrupt that reflex, you are redirecting sudden high pressure that was meant to escape. According to medical commentary, while catastrophes are rare, they are possible. For example, holding a sneeze can force air up the eustachian tubes into the middle ear, potentially causing ear infections or eardrum rupture. In extreme case reports, trapped pressure has been associated with subcutaneous emphysema, or even ruptures in vulnerable vessels. So here's Kelly, glamorous, funny, breezing through mornings with coffee and co-hosts, and suddenly she realizes, wow, when I hold in a sneeze, I might actually be playing perilous game with my body. The phrase, ticking time bomb, may be tongue-in-cheek, but the underlying idea is real. The buildup of stress, the sudden release, the unpredictable aftermath. Identity as sneeze holder. Kelly embraced the label humorously. I'm a sneeze holder, but that kind of self-categorization matters. It reveals how little habits we consider trivial may shape our everyday identity. We think, I'm a quiet sneezer. I don't like to sneeze loudly at work. I'll suppress it so I don't interrupt meetings. And what was once innocuous becomes a part of who we are. Kelly's public admission strips away the embarrassment and makes the habit visible, gives it weight. Her moment of self-discovery becomes a prompt to the rest of us. What harmless habits do we carry around quietly? The body's pressure cookers. Think of your lungs as a building under sudden explosive pressure. You sneeze because your body needs to expel irritants, particles, germs, the dust you inhaled, the tickle that demands exit. If you hold that in, you temporarily redirect the energy inward. It may go through the nose, through the ear cavity, through the chest, whatever path offers less resistance. You might feel a weird pop, an ear fullness, a pressure behind the eyes. Most of us will escape unscathed. But the metaphor holds, you're passively playing with potential. Kelly joked she hasn't felt the symptoms, but in acknowledging the possibility, she brings awareness. We don't often talk about the tiny built-in safety valves of our body until someone mentions them. And yet the advice is simple. Let the sneeze out safely, cover your mouth and nose, don't clamp it down. Why we hold them and why do we suppress sneezes in the first place? Social etiquette, fear of looking odd, being in a meeting, in church, in a restaurant. I don't want to disrupt the moment. Kelly, host of a live show, is no stranger to performing. Maybe she held back a sneeze to keep the flow. But the reality? We humanize ourselves by the involuntary, sneezes, laughs, tears. Hiding them sometimes makes us feel more controlled, but also more strained. The body still demands expression. A little hypersensitivity. There's something poignant in Kelly's phrase, ticking time bomb. It captures a sense of vulnerability wrapped in wit. For someone so public and poise-conscious, to admit you have a bodily habit that could, in very rare cases, lead to serious damage, is powerful. She laughs, but also acknowledges the fragility of life's little mechanics. A sneeze seems trivial. But the failure to release it, that might be a signal that our body needs us to just let go sometimes. Letting go, safely. The practical takeaway is less dramatic than the bomb metaphor, but no less important. When the urge to sneeze comes, allow yourself to sneeze, within hygiene etiquette. Cover your nose and mouth with a tissue or the crook of your elbow. Don't pinch your nostrils and force it inward. That built-in mechanism is there for a reason. The extra risk is low for most people. But existence of those risks means we should respect our body's impulses. A broader reflection. In many ways, Kelly's moment is symbolic of how we often handle discomfort. We hold it in. We stifle the sneeze of our emotions, the cough of our anxieties, the rumble of our dissent. We try to remain composed, poised, smooth. But sometimes the body reminds us, you can't always hold it in forever. The pressure may find a path. And even if it doesn't blow up, maybe that path costs more energy, more stress, more tiny internal injuries than we realize. Kelly's confession invites us all to reconsider one small reflex as a metaphor. What are we suppressing that wants to come out? What buildup are we ignoring? And when we do let it out, respectfully, safely, what relief might we feel? It doesn't have to be dramatic, but maybe it matters. Final words. So yes. Kelly Ripa, the talk show host, the polished morning person, stands before us and says, I hold and sneezes. Turns out, I might be a ticking time bomb. It's funny, but also truthful. Because sometimes the quirkiest habit exposes a hidden risk. And more importantly, maybe it exposes our shared human condition. We hold things in until we can't, and then we wish we hadn't. Next time you feel that tickle behind your nose, remember, it's okay to let it go. Just cover, just release. And give yourself permission to breathe, to expel, to be human. No time bomb needed.